Okay, go.
Yay! Oh my gosh, what's up, guys? I'm so excited. This is gonna be so stinking good. Drop a 1 in the chat again. Just blow up the chat, drop a 1 if you are so dang ready to hear all of these amazing tips. And make sure that you have a pen and paper, because I'm actually gonna get you to do something with that pen and paper in just a second. So I'm gonna start off with my story. So you're gonna use this time to get that pen and paper if you don't have it yet. And I want it to be a physical piece of paper, okay? I know some of y'all are like, I wrote it on my iPad. I want it to be a paper. Even if it's a napkin and you tape it somewhere, get something out where you can physically touch it, okay? In the meantime, my story, my name is Morgan. I am from Michigan, and I joined this business 6 years ago, and I was a broke college student putting gas and groceries on credit cards. I was working 2 jobs, a full-time job and a part-time job. I was going to school full-time, and I was struggling. I literally just felt so kind of hopeless because my family wasn't able to help me out financially. I was struggling like crazy financially, and there was nothing I could really do about it because I already had 2 jobs. And so I came across this business on Instagram, saw this girl making money from her phone, thought there was no way I could do that, but I thought that, I might as well try because I had nothing to lose. And so she was making a full-time income, and I saw that and thought, if she can do that, I can make $100 a month. So I jumped all in. I had no idea what I was doing. I had never had any experience before. Put a 2 in the chat if this is your very first network marketing company that you've ever done and you had no experience before this. Okay, that was me. And that's also really great because you started out with the best company, so you didn't even have to work your way up to us. You got us at the very beginning. So I feel very blessed. This is my first and only company that I've been with. But I had no experience, didn't know what I was doing. I was 20 years old, y'all. So if you're a college student, even if you joined whenever you were young, maybe you're not a college student, but you're early 20s and you feel like everybody's kind of like doubting you because you're so young, set an example for them, because that's what the Lord says in the Bible, is that he did not, use your youth as an advantage, and that he created you with a spirit of boldness and not of fear and not of timidity. And so use that to your advantage and go out with that boldness and know that this is the business for you and this is exactly where you're supposed to be. So I kind of owned that from the beginning, even before I knew what I was doing. And I just kind of had this like false confidence and just believing other people's stories, and I borrowed other people's belief until I had my belief for myself. So we want you to do that tonight too. If you feel like you're just kind of like, I don't really know what I'm doing here, borrow our belief, because you're going to hear some major belief from us, some confidence that this is the best time to be in this company. This is the best year, the best company to be in, and all those good things. And so I just kind of took that momentum and started running with it. And then now we are presidential. We're going ambassador. It's just a matter of time. Oh my goodness. And we've been able to do so many things because of this business. We paid off debt, done the whole, bought the car, did all the stuff, built the dream home. And we just get to give back more in a month than we used to make in a month. And now we're helping our team do the same thing. And that's literally why we're here. So I really want to get to the juicy stuff. Enough about me. I want to get to the good stuff of like what we wanted to talk about at the very beginning of November, because I seriously feel like the way you start the month is the way that you're going to end the month, and the way that you finish one month is how you're going to start the next month. So what I want you to think about first is, what did you do at the end of the month last month? Some of you maybe felt defeated. Some of you maybe just didn't really do a whole lot because you're like, I'm not really going to hit my goals anyway, so what's the point? Some of you may have grinded harder than you grinded the entire month, the last 6 days, and you wish that you had worked that hard the whole time, or that you had worked consistently instead of burning yourself out the last week. Anybody else feel that? Because here's the thing. Long-term consistency is so much better than short-term intensity. So what I want you to realize right now is, we're not saying get off this Zoom and go work for 10 hours a day for the next week. Burn yourself out, kill over, die, resurrect on the 25th, come back and try to hit your goals at the end of the month. Okay. That's not what we're saying, but so often, so many of y'all do that. And so I want y'all to stop this cycle. I want you to, maybe last month, the end of the month was great for you. Maybe you hit all your goals. Maybe you did all those things. And so that is almost even more concerning, or like, not concerning, but like, it's more, you have to be careful too. You're not in the clear just because you hit your goals last month, because the biggest obstacle to future success is current success. Okay. So if you are somebody who just hit your goals, you are at a higher risk of complacency than anyone else. So I want you to realize that if you hit your goals last month, you need to set new goals now. If you didn't hit your goals last month, you need to shake that off and realize that You're the one who can control that up to a certain extent. And from there, you just have to release the rest. I know that I can do every single thing every day that it takes to be successful. I can enroll the customers. I can do the steps of success. I can enroll the distributors. I can post. I can do my KPI list, get my host to post up. But at a certain point, I can't control all by myself going ambassador, right? It's a team effort. There's so many things that have to come together. So whenever I look at going ambassador, there's part of that I work towards, and there's part of it that I release. Does that make sense? So I want you to realize which part is your responsibility this month. And so we're going to talk about setting goals real quick, and then I'm going to talk about working in faith over fear. And I don't want to take up too much time because these girls have some awesome stuff to share too. But really quick, I wanted to talk to y'all about setting goals for yourself. So with that piece of paper that I had you get out, that I know every single one of y'all listen, and all of you have your paper out, I want you to write down on it, write down just at the very top, write down your auto shipment. Okay, start it with that, auto ship, write that at the top. And I want you to write the products that you're gonna get in your auto shipment this month. What products have you not tried in a while? If you haven't tried BFF, you need to try BFF. That stuff is absolutely incredible. If that's not on your auto ship, you need to add it to it. Coffee, that's a given for me every single day. Drink my coffee every morning. Thermofite X, if you're looking to lose weight, that's a great product to use. Skincare, our skincare is incredible. So write down what you're getting in your auto ship. And then don't forget to go set that up or edit that today. Okay, make sure that that's running, because that is the number one reason why people who are successful are successful. Okay, we don't say that if you look at the top 10, the top 50, the top 150, we aren't running an auto shipment because we're top 150 and we have the money to. We're top 150 because we ran our auto shipment. Okay, can I get an amen from the leaders in here? Because like for real, y'all run a daggum auto shipment, because if you're not using the products, your excitement is going to flow from that. Okay, so it's not just about ADBV. Okay, it's about your excitement. When I wake up in the morning, I'm hyped to go drink my coffee, so I'm hyped to go post about it. If you're like, well, I'm just not really posting about the products, well, which ones are you using? When's the last time that you got results from a product? So write down your auto shipment. Then under that, I want you to write LCs, and I want you to write a number. Be specific. How many customers are you going to sign? And I want you to be shooting for the moon, but I also want you to be realistic. If you're someone who hasn't enrolled a customer in 6 months and you write 82 as your goal, might want to reevaluate, okay? Because you want to have something that's going to push us forward, but also something that's going to be attainable. And then you can readjust your goal later. Example, Rachel Jones said she wanted 15 distributors last month and got like 47. So she readjusted her goals after that. But 42, whatever. So, 50. Okay. She's like, give me them other 3. But for real, she adjusted her goals. So do that, okay? Loyal customers. Then I want you underneath that to do distributors. How many distributors do you want to sign up? How many codes do you have? And I want you to think about your goal of a rank. So write rank underneath distributors. What rank goal do you have? And for some of you, you're like, dude, I'm just trying to maintain the next rank. Like, I'm just trying to maintain, forget promoting. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. And so if that's you, I still want you to put the next rank, because here's the thing. If I'm claiming ambassador, that's the best way for me to maintain presidential. If you're claiming double diamond, that's the best way for you to maintain diamond. When you set your goal to maintain diamond and you fall short, what happens? I'd rather fall short of ambassador and hit presidential every time. And so then your team is going to see that, and they're going to add that momentum, and they're going to get going because they see you're headed towards one goal, and that casts vision for your team. So I want you to write down a rank goal. And then here's what I want you to do. I want you to focus on the small things too. Because for me, looking at ambassador and having that be my only goal for November could be defeating, because I know I'm very far away right now, right? Anybody else feel that? Put a 3 in the chat. If you're like, I'm going to put my rank, I'm going to do what you said, but it's a little defeating because I know I'm probably not super close. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to sign that distributor, one of the ones that you put down on that list, and I want you to go get it fast started. That's a fun goal. That's $150. So that means you need 1 distributor and 6 customers. So set small goals for yourself. Try to see if you can sign 3 customers in 1 week, because you've never done that before. Set small goals for yourself like that, right? That's going to keep that momentum going for yourself. And then you share that with your team, and that creates momentum for them. Okay, so set your goals for yourself. So you should have auto shipment, LCs, DTs, your rank, and then put your GV. Put the GV that you want and do a little thermometer, do a countdown, whatever it takes, and talk about the volume. And even if your volume's really low, and maybe some of you are ashamed to tell your team, because as soon as I was thinking about, like, shoot, I don't want my team to know what I'm going for, because that's going to be like, wait, what? But tell them anyways. Let them know, hey, this is exactly where we are. Be very vulnerable and real with them, and they're going to get excited about that too, and they're going to want to help you get where you go, because that's going to help everybody win. When the tide rises, all the boats rise, right? Okay, so the last thing really quick, and this is literally going to take 2 minutes, because I promise I'm not going to take up more time, but let's talk about faith over fear. Okay, I was listening to this sermon, and I'll try to find the link and like put it in our chat so that all y'all can get it. It was absolutely incredible, and it was by a girl that was speaking, but it was at Michael Todd's church, and that's how I found it. And she was talking about the story of the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, or five fish, 2 loaves, whatever it was. So she was talking about that story, and I've heard that story. I just like started second guessing myself. It's 5 loaves and 2 fish. I started second guessing myself, but like I've heard that story 72,000 times as a kid. Like most people, if you kind of grew up in church, or you grew up in an area where churches are common, you probably heard that story. So I never heard it the way that she talked about it though. So she was explaining, and I'll just give a gist. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's tons of people, 5,000 men, tons of women and kids, so 12,000 people-ish. And Jesus sent a couple of his disciples. And so there's this little boy who has his lunch, and it's 5 loaves and 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread, 2 fish. And the people, the disciples were like, Jesus, we have to feed these people. Like, where are we going to get food to feed these people? And so then Jesus said, go get the food and bring it to me, right? So then they get the food. We know the story. And then it multiplies, and they have 12 baskets left over. But what I never realized about this story before was that when Jesus said, bring the basket to me, bring that food to me, the disciples handed Jesus the food. The Bible says that he prayed to heaven, he blessed it, and then he handed it back to them, and they walked away and started handing it out to the people in the groups, and it multiplied. For me, when I was a kid in that story, I was thinking that he literally held it, went poof, everything got bigger, and he handed it back to them, and it multiplied, right? But the disciples gave them the food, and Jesus took the food, blessed it, and handed it back to them the same way it was before. And then he said, walk and go feed these people. So when they took a step to be obedient was when the miracle happened, was when the abundance came. That's when the multiplication happened. How often do we sit here and say, God bless my business? And we open our eyes and it's the exact same way we found it whenever we started to pray. Anybody else? And we're like, oh shoot, he didn't hear me. No, he's going to hand it back to you the same way that you asked him to bless it. He's going to give it back to you the same way it was before, but now it's blessed. And when you obey him and you walk and you move, and you might not know how many steps, you might not know how it's going to multiply from here. But when you take that step in faith, obeying just what he's commanded you so far, knowing that he's going to continue to give you instructions as you go, you're going to see the miracle. You're going to see the multiplication. You're going to see the abundance. But so many of us miss the abundance because we don't take the step. We stand at Jesus's face to face with Jesus. We give him what we have, which is not enough. Amen. What we have is not enough. We give it to Jesus and he gives it back to us, still not enough. And we just stand there and we're like, okay, he's waiting on you to move. When you move and you are obedient to him, that's when the abundance comes. So if you want the blessing, if you want to work in that faith over fear, do what he's called you to do. Be a good steward of the business that he's given you. Don't be the person who asks for cake and gets the flour and the eggs and the milk and the dough and the frosting and then wonders why there is no cake. Use the gift that he's given you. Use the tools that you have and go be obedient to that and watch him multiply the efforts that the work that you put your hands to. Okay, that's it.
Wow, Zoom is over. Everybody go. We're gonna go ahead and end this out now. So freaking amazing, Morgan. I love every bit of that. Okay, so now I have a hard act to follow, but I'm gonna unspotlight that so that it's not my face. Okay, so I am going to kind of shift this over and talk to y'all about your mindset. So, Morgan talked to you about setting those goals. Rachel's going to talk to you about setting those goals. Kim's going to bring some more fire. And I just want to get down and kind of, how they always say, like, tear back the layers of that onion. That's what I want to do with you right now. So I want to ask you, let's do like a little question and answer here. Drop a 1 in the chat if you have ever declared a promotion before. If you have ever said, I'm going Ruby, I'm going Emerald, I'm going Diamond, whatever it is, and you've shouted it out on your social media, okay? Drop a 2 if you have ever declared that promotion in every way. Talk to your spouse about it. Declared it in your mind and body. Ask God for it. I'm not just talking about shouting that promotion out and you'll know the difference. I'm talking about one that you're like, I am doing this, every bit of my being, like everything I've decided it's going to happen. Okay, so I want to share that with you, and the reason I'm starting with that is there are so many times in our business where we declare these things that we want and we say that we're going to do this, that, and the other, and we talk to our teams about it and we rally the troops, but then the first couple of days are super great and we're super pumped and super hyped like we feel right now on the Zoom, and then around the 12th comes and we're like, maybe next month. I'm not getting the results that I'm, expected to get. I'm not getting the customers I wanted to get. The traction's not really coming. My team's not rallying with me. And we hit that mid-month hump. And that's typically where the 99% walk the other way and the 1% continue to rise. Okay? That 99% is the people that say, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. I'm going to, go after this promotion. I'm going to go Diamond this month. This is my month. And turn around when it gets hard. And then there's the 1%, the 1%ers, okay, that's why that Diamond is like the top 1% of the company almost, is because less than 1% of those people are willing to say, it's freaking hard, so it's time for me to dig my heels in a little bit harder. It's time for me to push a little bit more. It's time for me to serve a little bit more. It's time for me to persevere a little bit more, because what's easier? Right? It's easier to go back the other way. It's easier to miss out. It's easier to let go of the stress and say, you know what, it's just not my month. And I know this because in June, I started my 2.0 and I was a little bit nervous because it was the second half of the year. And in my head, I had never really promoted in the second half of the year. All of my promotions have been in May and January and February and April. And I had never promoted second half. And I had it in my head that this, right when I started it, that this was kind of a eerie time and I didn't know if it was going to be a good idea. And I was super nervous about where this was going to go for me. And as y'all can see, last month, yesterday, I promoted to double diamond on my 2.0 in 5 months. And what took me a year and a half to do on my first account took me 5 months the second time. And not because I have more experience, but because my belief has shifted. And I've talked to so many girls on my team this month, even about, how are you doing this? And you're such a rock star and you're a monster. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I just freaking believe in myself. And I got that belief from me saying on the first that I'm going to promote and me promoting on the 31st. I wasn't a part of the 99% that turned around. Now, have I been there? Yes. And that's how I can share that with you. I've been a part of that 99% that turned around when it got hard and that said, you know what, I can't do this. And this is too far out of my own control. And this is too much volume. And this is too big for me, until I got the confidence from doing it once. All you need is one time for you to say, I'm going to be a part of the 1%. And I'm going to get up 8 times when I have fallen 9. And I'm going to make sure that I'm showing up for my team in every way that I know that I'm supposed to. And I'm going to make sure I'm getting on the Zooms. And then I'm going to keep doing those host to posts even when I've done 6,400 and they're not getting comments. And you're going to make sure that you're sharing every day about the power of what this business can do for somebody, because you know what it's done for you. And so I challenge you, when you are faced with any form of adversity this month, you decide that you're going to be either what, the 1% or the 99. Let me know in the chat which direction you're going to go. Are you going to climb up the mountain, or are you going to go backwards? Because there's no such thing as coasting up. You're coasting down at any time when you get complacent. And I know that it's going to be hard, and you're going to hit moments in your business where you're just like, oh my gosh, it's the 12th, I haven't got any customers, what am I going to do? So now here's going to be my story from the past couple of months. Okay, so I opened my 2.0 in May, so my first 30 days was June, and I think I got charted for Ruby in 4 days. I charted for Diamond in 12 days because I believed in myself. I knew that if I was going to go after this promotion, I was going to go after it with like my hair flaming, like Pam said. I was so on fire and so excited, and so I went Diamond in 90 days in August. And when I was going Diamond, it was the last week and I needed like 3,000 in volume, and I didn't know where it was going to come from. I didn't have a lot of strong workers. Where I needed the volume to come in wasn't coming in that part of my chart, and I genuinely was doubting it. I was shouting it out and I was talking about it with people, and I was like, oh no, like this is not coming together the way that I want it to come together. And I did not know that I was promoting until the 31st of that month. I felt unprepared and super stressed out that it wasn't going to happen until the very last day of the month. Okay, so then the next month in September, I promoted my dad to Diamond. I did not know until like 11:30 that night on the last day of the month that I was promoting. Okay, I was still stressed, still didn't know if it was going to happen. So let me take you back to last month in October. I did not know I was going to promote to double until the last day of the month. All 3 promotions, I can guarantee you that I didn't feel that it was going to happen until the last day. I was nervous. The volume was too much. I wasn't getting the customers I was supposed to be getting. My hosted posts weren't getting traction like I wanted them to. And the reason I thought it was important to share that with you is because how many of you felt that way? And how many of you, if you knew that on the 12th, when you felt unprepared and you felt stressed and you turned around and went the other direction, that if you would have kept pushing forward in the right direction towards the 1% side, that you would felt that way all the way until the last day of the month. But it was because you decided on the 1st and you kept deciding every day beyond that. Okay, so we're going to do a little exercise on that paper that I told y'all to get out at the beginning of this. So getting your pen and paper, okay, y'all should all have it. You're going to write down number 1, I am qualified. Or you can type this in your notes. I am qualified. Number 2, I am capable. I am capable. Number 3, I am prepared. I am prepared. And number 4, I can do the impossible. So number 1, I am qualified. Number 2, I am capable. Number 3, I am prepared. And number 4, I can do the impossible. And so the reason I wanted you to do this is because every morning I do a journaling Zoom and I do devotionals and I write and I talk about where I want to be. And when I say that when the other day I took my very first journal, I would get it, but it's under a stack. And I went back to the very beginning, you would not believe the amount of times I wrote, I am ambassador. I am Diamond 2.0. I have the things that I am called to do. I am a godly woman. And I wrote out all these things that I wanted to be. And as I read them, I bawled my eyes out because I am ambassador. I am farther than Diamond 2.0. I am a godly woman. I am capable. I am strong. And all these things that I wrote myself hoping to become, because I've done them every day and I've woke up and I've journaled and I've poured into myself and I've done it over time consistently, I was able to say proudly that I had done those things. And so I just told you to write down 4 things, but I want you to do that every day. I want you to pour into yourself. I want you to start your day pouring into you and where you want to be and the leader that you want to become and shouting out those goals. You know, Morgan talked to you about those monthly goals, but where do you want to be a year from now? What is the work that you're doing now setting you up for in boom season and where you're becoming? And so I wanted to share this devotional that I read the other day, and it goes super well with what we're talking about. And so it said, Matthew 19:26, and y'all probably want to write that Bible verse down. Matthew 19:26. It says, Jesus looked at his disciples and said, with man, it's impossible, but with God, all things are possible. Whatever you are facing today, a presentation, a relentless schedule, a spiritual hurdle, or a business promotion, refuse to let impossible make you sit down and not even try to do what he wants you to do in this world. Refuse to let impossible discourage you from cooperating in the transformative work God wants to do in your heart and in your life. After all, What's impossible with man is always possible with God. Matthew 19:26. And so I'm leaving that with you today because I genuinely feel like you can do the impossible. And I FaceTimed Rachel before this Zoom and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go triple diamond this month. Is that crazy? Absolutely. But did I do the impossible once before? Did everyone doubt me when I said I was going ambassador in April? Yes. But did I do it? Yes, because I didn't allow fear to stop me. And what with man is impossible is possible with God. And take that and run with it and do whatever you want to do with this month. And also the last thing I'll leave with you is when you don't decide and you choose to say that it is impossible, this is your team, the jar, and this is you, the lid. You are keeping your team in that jar and not allowing them to come out and flourish and do the things that they're meant to do and have that fearless mentality and running after their promotions. When you tighten the cap every time you give up on your goals, every time you shout out that promotion and don't actually do it, every time you don't show up on that Zoom that they're expecting you to be on, every time that you tell yourself here, you're self-sabotaging yourself and having that self-integrity that you're losing because you're tightening on the cap harder and harder on your team. And I watch it happen all the time when there's people within my downline that could be ambassador if they wanted to, but they watch their leader and what that example is setting. And so I want you to ask yourself when you get off this, what example are you setting for your team? Am I being a lid on the jar of my team of all of these possibilities and capabilities and all these things all these impossible things that my team could be doing that I am telling them is not possible because I'm not allowing myself to go out and do these great big things. So that's all I have. So we're going to go on to Rachel. So Rach, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and take it away, friend.
I just like my cheeks are, I just feel like, like she's saying how she's a little bit nervous, but it's not because she's like scared she's not going to do good. She's like, I'm like so hyped up and I feel the same way. I like just feel like I'm just smiling the whole time. I just feel so stinking good, you guys. And so I just kind of want to, maybe I'm a little bit repetitive. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. I also am aware my face is glistening. It's the ring light. I don't know. Maybe we should turn it off. Let's just turn it off. You guys are just going to think I'm this big oily freak here. Oh shoot, hang on. I forgot I had the light on. Anyways, there we go. Okay, my forehead. I just had to address it or I would keep staring at my freaking face. Okay, but you guys, I'm just so pumped. I shared this on a newbie Zoom this afternoon, so if you're on it, you'll hear me twice, but I woke up feeling, and usually like the first of the month, I'm like, peace out, like let me lit, like I'm trying to just try to breathe. But I woke up this morning, it also might have been the extra hour we got, but I woke up and I was like, yes, let's go. I was so hyped. If you know my husband, you know that for the first hour of his life, when he wakes up, he's like, don't talk to me, don't look at me, just don't do anything. He's so rude in the morning. And I was just so freaking excited, so pumped. I got the boys ready for church. I got myself ready. He was literally just rolling out of bed and I'm standing there like, let's go. I'm so pumped, babe. I feel like I got it figured out. We're going to end strong. And I just felt this energy. And I mean, I had a really great month, but I also woke up creating that, you guys. And so I just want you to feel, I think it's pretty easy to feel our energy. We're kind of really excited. I understand that there might be people on here that are like, I mean, I don't have any wins to celebrate. Like I don't have any reason to feel that way. And you're wrong, you guys. So if you're on this Zoom and you're like, okay, it's the beginning of the month. I prepped my team in saying like, we're going to go out. I said, my leadership, I said, we're going to go out like this is the end of the year on October 31st. I'm like, we're pretending it's December 31st, November 1st. Today it's January 1st. And that's our mindset. Okay. And maybe that's why I'm feeling so like hyped and annoying and extra and loud, but I'm just so excited. And so you guys, if you're going to get off this Zoom and you're going to like treat this like it's January 1st when the boom is here and all of the stuff, you better make sure you're all in. People can feel it if you're half ASS, right? People can feel it. So I want you guys to just have that belief and borrow ours, but don't be half in and half out. You don't have to have $5,000 paychecks every single month, or you don't have to have promoted last night to have that excitement. You're not silly for being that pumped. You know, you're not ridiculous. So I wanted to just give you guys that permission if you're searching for it and just tell you guys why I'm so excited. And I think I'm so pumped because I'm like, wait, there's like 7 weeks until Christmas. I love Christmas so much, but besides just like loving the holidays, I love it because it's really close to the end of the year. And right when the clock clock strikes freaking midnight and it's January 1st, it's a different world we're living in. If you guys have been around the block a few times, you know what I'm talking about. It's just like this automatic boom. And so typically around this time, we're like, get to the end of the year. Like typically we're a little bit struggling a little, like things slow down and we're like, just get to the end of the year. Like just get to the end of the year. And it's not like that this year. And I'm just so pumped. I know there's announcements on the family call. I just feel like this is not the typical norm. And so we need to write it out and we need to get really excited about the time that we're in right now. So first things first, you guys got to show up. You got to show up for yourself and you got to show up for those team members if you have them. I don't care if you have one team member. I don't care if you have 50 bajillion. It's time to show up, you guys. And I think so many times we count ourselves out and we're like, I don't know what I would say if I were to get someone on a FaceTime or if I were to get someone on a Zoom. I only have one little measly distributor and I don't have anything to offer. Stop counting yourself out and disqualifying yourself to be a leader. If you have a team member under you, whether they were placed there or you enrolled them, there's a reason for it and it's time to start showing up for them, okay? Because the more you show up for your team, the better they do. If I were just to stop doing Zooms and I never went live on my team page and Shay, like I think about Shay, I'm on Shay's team page. If she weren't so loud, what would you guys do? Yeah, I'm sure there's a couple of you that would probably be like, I could do it without Shay, but some of you guys would follow her lead, right? If I don't show up for my team, what happens? They get quiet, right? So do the same. If that means that you're on a one-on-one with them and you're just, you guys, it's crickets and you're just working, you got to start somewhere. So show up. If you have no team, show up on these team Zooms. Yes, sometimes they're repetitive. Yes, sometimes we have them 3 days in a row because we have so much content we want to offer, but you guys, they're here for a reason. So the more you show up, hopefully, like, is anyone feeling like, I didn't write down all your guys' numbers. Shay questioned you and said on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at? Is anyone just based on us talking so far, like feeling like you're already going to leave better than you came because we instilled that in you? So that's why you have to show up on these as often as you can, you guys. I missed giving both of my kids a hug and a kiss, and I'm okay with that because I'm so excited for what's to come, and I need to be here, and I need to be present in that. Okay, so treat this like a job and show up. And then you need to also be loud about all things. And this is kind of piggybacking off of Morgan. And this is something that I've gotten back to because we stepped away from it. When I joined in 2014, it was like goals, 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 plastered them everywhere. And I love it because I was on a Zoom that Cami did, or a live video, and she was talking about it. She was like, I got my goals and I got my affirmations and they're on Post-it notes and I'm going to put them all over my house. And I was like, oh my gosh, we did that. We used to do that all the time. I want $2,000 a month on a sticky note. Now it's on my computer. I want to sign 5 customers this month. Now it's on my bathroom door. You guys, that's not silly. When you look at them every single day and you write down the stuff that Shay was telling you, the stuff that Morgan was saying, every single day, you're treating them like they're something big. And it's so crazy. I'm listening to on Audible, The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. If someone could just type that in the thing, just get it on Audible. He's very aggressive, not my type. I'm a sensitive Sally over here, but he's just got this way of like yelling at you, but you don't cry. You're like, yeah, I hear you. And he was like, so many people fall short because they write their goals down in the beginning of the year and they write down all these New Year's resolutions and they say all these things and then they leave them there. And if you have these big audacious goals that are so much bigger than yourself, shouldn't they be more important to you to where you're writing them down and thinking about them and looking at them every single day? That's the disconnect. And I'm like, oh, snap. Like, when was the last time I talked about going Black Diamond, or right? You know, we think about it and it kind of stops you in your tracks. So what I did this morning, I did a lot of housekeeping. And I think you guys all have to do this based on where you're at in the business. Some of you guys don't need to spend all day doing it, but I like to go very slow. And I was trying to figure out what I really wanted this month. And so I started off by making a graphic on the Over app to count down my distributors. I put 20 slots on a phone. You'll see if you guys were just, I'll show you. Let me just show you real quick. Otherwise, you're not going to listen to me. This one. You guys have probably seen people do it. I made this and I put 20 slots. I already signed a DT. I put 20 slots and I created this to be like, okay, well, when I start signing DTs, I'm going to start plastering that everywhere because I'm going to bring all my audience in and show them what my goals are. My goal is to sign, I think I put 35 DTs out there this month, and I'm going to count it down and invite everybody to be a part of it. Because like Morgan said, she knew. Morgan and I aren't on the same team. And she knew that my goal was 15. She just didn't pay attention enough to know that I signed 50, Morgan. Rude. Anyways, so I did it with my loyals. I did that with my DTs. What else did I do? Oh, and then on top of it, I slacked with Host to Post last month, guys. I didn't have something looking at me in the face, so I got desperate at the end and I killed it at the end, but I gave up on it all month long. So what I did is I got this, this notebook. Actually, someone sent this for me for my birthday, and no one ever, like, they didn't tell me who it was. So whoever sent me this, thank you for my birthday present 2 months ago. But anyways, I'm going to have each sheet be one day. And so this is November 1st, and I got 4 host posts up. I'm going to try so hard to get 10 up every single day, because I know that when I do that, in come the customers, in come the conversations. So I have a notebook. That's what's going to help me keep track of the host posts. Because if I were to look at this right now, well, I don't have my goal. So I'm going to have to do it after this Zoom. So you guys have no right, it's going to be a little bit aggressive. You have no right to complain to your upline saying, I'm not signing customers, nothing's working, yada, yada. If you don't have your plan, if you don't have your goals, and you don't have the proof, oh, look, I have gotten 10 up. It's just not working for whatever reason. Oftentimes when I get to the bottom of it and I'm like, let's really figure it out. What's your wording? How many do you have up? Sometimes I have to dig and get uncomfortable. You guys might have to too. Sometimes I have to be like, no, but really show me proof, because it's so easy to be like, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. I'm doing that. I feel like I worked hard all day long, but when I look at it, I only got 4 host posts up, right? So you have to be keeping track of what you're doing, and you have to write down your goals and keep them at the forefront of your mind, right? And then too, I was gonna just bring this up real quick, KPIs, and I'm not gonna like get you guys confused where you're like, I don't know where to find it. You don't need this huge KPI sheet. KPI are key performance indicators. It's just a task list. If you were just to ask me what I think is most important to do every single day, I would say get your 10 host posts up every day. If you kill it and you wake up at 5 a.m. and you get your 10 host posts up by 8 a.m., let's turn it up a notch and get 20. You guys will freaking be obsessed and you'll love it. I think it's important to do 30 minutes of self-development, and I stand behind that even more so now because I didn't do it at all in October. And if only you knew how many mental breakdowns I had. And I think that's why I woke up this morning so hyped, because part of my goal was to finish 2 books this month, because I love reading and I neglected it all last month. And I'm just excited to dive back into self-development and take care of myself. If I can't take care of myself, I can't take care of others, okay? Yeah, I don't know what else. I'm really blanking. Coffee Cash, posting about samples, posting about your coffee, making coffee every single morning. Now pause, some of you guys are like, I don't have coffee. I just signed up. I don't have coffee, or I ran out of coffee. You guys message your upline. I know at least I can speak for me, Kim, Morgan, and Shay. I personally will record myself making coffee, sometimes bird's eye, sometimes without my hair and just my chest, for the people that are like, I want to post that I'm making coffee, but I don't have coffee. And I send them me. I send them me without my face in it, okay? So don't let that hold you back from promoting the products. You just got to speak up and ask, okay? And then last, I would just say, create new patterns, new habits. I got on that Tony Robbins Zoom last week or whatever, whenever it was, and I just kept thinking about what she was saying in the beginning. She was like, you are not your patterns. And I've said this so many times, so sorry for those that heard it, but I give up on myself when things get hard. It's just crazy that I'm still with It Works and I'm killing it. It's the one thing I haven't given up on. But I always give up on my weight. And I talked about this afternoon too. I'll close it out real fast, but I stepped on the scale this morning because it's November 1st, and on the 1st of every month, what do? We'd say we're going to lose 60 bajillion pounds. I step on the scale and I laugh because I'm like so big. like I'm so big right now that it was funny. Like you like start crying and you're like, this is like really weird. So I freak out for a second because I'm like, why do I keep doing this to myself? And now I'm not even like not losing weight. I'm gaining weight because I'm really neglecting myself. And I knew in my heart, it's like, I'm making it too hard. So instead, I'm like, don't have a number goal. Don't even check your weight every single day. Just know what you have to do. What do I have to do? I put my watch on. I'm going to hit my goals every single day. If I hit my goals every single day, that means I have a certain amount of calories I need to burn, and I have to get 30 active minutes in. That's it. I can do that. So if I just move my body and know that I'm being held accountable because I want 30 days with the little green dot that I accomplished it 30 days in a row, instead of thinking about, well, in March, I want to be 140 pounds, right? And I just feel so excited. Mind you, it's day 1. Come at me next week. But like, I just feel excited because I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't have a number in mind that I need to necessarily get. And I don't even have like a time stamp on it. I just know I want to lose weight and I want to be active every day. So that's just where I'm going to start. And I pray that when I drop 20, I can like really turn it up and make my goals a little bit more intense. But right now, I'm so defeated with losing weight. I need to do what is easy for me, but it's still hard. Does that analogy make sense? Hopefully it does. But you guys, that's all I wanted to say. It's game time. You joined in a very, very, very good time. And I'm just so excited for what we're a part of. So I'm going to pass the mic to Kim. I think she's going to end us hot. She just literally got added to it because she was like, can I come? And we're like, you can sit with us. All are welcome here. So I'm done. Hopefully that was encouraging, and I love you guys.
So good. And guys, what I wanted to share right before Kim started talking and bringing the heat, y'all hype up Kim for a second in the chat. Hype her up, okay? She's gonna bring some fire. But I just wanted to share with y'all, like, you know, it's in your habits, and it's those habits that you're doing right now. And you know what she was talking about earlier. What did she say? I'm trying to remember what Rachel said, and I can't remember now. I just blanked, and it was so good, and I've been holding on to it this whole time. Maybe I'll think of it, but I forgot it. So we're just gonna go on to Kim. So Kim, you should be able to go.
Hey guys. Well, first of all, thank you, Morgan, Rachel, and Shay for adding me to this last minute. I was just our huddle was at the same time, but Rachel and I were collaborating on something, and she was like, do you want to come to ours? And I was like, I don't have to speak or whatever. And they were like, no pressure, just end it big. So here we are. No, I'm low-key so pumped, you guys. Not low-key, I'm high-key so pumped right now because, you know, November and the fall is actually, contrary to probably most of the company, the fourth quarter is my personal favorite. And it's because it separates the boys from the men. It truly does. You can literally tell who is going to be with you and who is going to be exploding with you in 2021 based off what they do in November and December. Because let's address the elephant in the room. We're all in the same boat right now, you guys. And I don't have to like talk about that because that boat has sailed, and it sailed with the full moon last night in the Halloween with all the freaks. That's where it went. But now we're in a new month, and we are absolutely going to get on our freaking yacht and cruise into 2021 with the right freaking mindset. That's what's going to happen, you guys. November and December truly separates the boys from the men. And, you know, the work that we do all year, it just always comes to this part where it like can get a little weird in the E-suite, and that's okay. But you can always tell the people that are going to explode first quarter with us. It is just a trend in business, not just our business, but in most businesses, where first quarter is just a boom season. But what you do right now, you guys, and this isn't, you know, that's why I loved that this Zoom was titled Now or Never, because like no pressure, you guys, but it really is now or never with how your 2021 is going to be. I'm telling you, it starts right now. And, you know, don't say I didn't warn you, because November is when it all starts, because the work that you put in right now is going to determine exactly how large your explosion is in first quarter, because it's coming. All four of us can sit with you, FaceTime with you, look you eye to eye and say, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's so crazy that it's coming. And that's why we're so hyped, because with every day that passes, we're getting closer to that E-suite absolutely exploding, your paychecks exploding, your tears coming out of your eyes exploding, all the things were just exploding. And it's just so much fun. But what you do right now is going to determine exactly how big that is. So it really is now or never, guys. It's now or never November. And I'm sure corporate's going to hook us up with all the things and stuff. But some of the things I wanted to talk to you, I was just jotting notes in the couple minutes that I had to prepare, but I was just jotting notes. You know, one thing that you need to do is have your chart out. Who has their chart out? Put it in the chat. Do you have a chart out? You need to have that done. Like as soon as you get off this call, you need to have that done if you don't have it done. So many of you guys I talked to already today, and you're like, I have it printed out, I just don't have it filled out. Get that done today, because you just lost a day of vision. You just lost a day on your road to your goal that you maybe took a wrong turn. Like you already lost 24 hours. So make sure you have that chart filled out, get with your enroller, make sure that you have that ready to go for November. And then the next thing I want you to do is start thinking even further ahead than that. Because here's the thing, again, boom season is coming, you guys. It's right around the corner. 2021 is going to be absolutely epic. I mean, anything's going to be epic compared to this year. Except for I went ambassador in 2020, so I can't hate on 2020 a ton, but anything's going to be better than 2021 for most people, right? Or than 2020. So I want you to start thinking ahead into not just what chart you have in front of you, but start saying the affirmations that Shay was talking about where you want to be for 2021, so that it's easier to be comfortable with saying it and believing it and feeling it right to your bones, like your core. I know for me, I was speaking presidential diamond over my business and my life when I was a diamond. Like my vision was at Prez. And so when it was the months leading up to Prez, I wasn't uncomfortable saying it and putting it out there, because I was already walking, talking, sleeping, acting like a freaking presidential diamond. Like it was what it was. I embodied everything that I had my heart set on. And so I did it kind of backwards when I joined, I wanted Pres money because I live in the Northeast and everything's expensive up here. You have to make 6 figures in order to survive up here. So I knew I needed to make 6 figures, and that was presidential money. But you guys, and then when I hit presidential, the problem was that I had to flex an ambassador muscle. I had to birth an ambassador muscle that I didn't even have a brain cell for. So I'm just encouraging you guys to, yes, have your short-term goal in front of you, have your roadmap out for November, do all the things that these amazing ladies and leaders are telling you to do. But I'm just encouraging you to take it one step forward. And when you're thinking about where you want to be come boom season, come out of conference, come March, April, May, June, 2021, start getting a little bit more comfortable with what you're speaking over yourself, but you have to step into those habits now. And then the promotion that you have right in front of you, your goals that you have right in front of you will organically happen because you're already acting like you're going way beyond that, okay? And you're gonna look at these goals and you're gonna be like, who is that? Like what? I can't even believe I was thinking that small. All right, so those are 2 things that I have written down. The next thing I want you guys to do is I just want to give you permission, and I feel like so many people need to hear this right now. You have full-blown permission. Like, I have you guys on gallery right now. I like looking at everybody. Like, you have permission to be ambitious. And you know what? I wish somebody had told me that years ago, because my family, like, they're great. I love them to death, but they stay in a comfort zone. Nobody ever looked at me and told me, you can go and do whatever you want to do. Like, you have permission to be ambitious. And, you know, the beautiful thing about life is that God created us all equal in his eyes. Cheyenne, Morgan, Rachel, and myself are no different than you. We are not more qualified. We are not more worthy, okay? So understand that you have full-blown permission to go and do the beautiful things that we've been able to do because of this business. You have permission to dream big. You have permission to be disciplined for your goals. You have permission to do it all. You have permission to live the life that you want to live. And it starts small every single day, you guys. One of the beautiful things that my mentor in this business taught me is that God's mercies are new every single morning. So like Cheyenne was talking about earlier, you guys, the people that turn that corner on that 1%, or that 99% of people that turn that corner mid-month, you know, and then the 1% that keep going, it's because you let yesterday bleed into today. I guarantee you, and this is not something I'm speaking over you, but not all of you guys are going to wipe the slate clean and start November fresh. There's going to be a couple of you that allow October energy to get into your November. That's some BS, you guys, because that's in the past. That ship has sailed with the full moon of Halloween with the freaks. That's what I told you. It's gone, girl. It is gone. You have the choice to do that every single day, though, not month to month. You have the choice to do that every single minute if you want to, if you have the energy to do that. You can create your reality with a snap of your flipping fingers. And so, do I always wake up every single day excited to work, excited to check in on everybody, excited to get told no, excited to face a fearful goal? No, of course not. But it's all a choice. And I take it from day to day to day, because as long as you wake up, his mercies are new for you every single morning. So you have the ability to turn it around and say, you know what? No, yesterday's not going to bleed into today. Maybe somebody on your team quit in October and you're still holding on to that. That doesn't come with you into November. The slate is wiped clean, you guys, okay? So think of it every single morning when you go to open up your phone and your notifications. I don't care what kind of bad day you had yesterday. Do not let it bleed into the next day. And that is how you build sustainable positivity. It's all a choice, you guys. And you have the choice to do that throughout the month of November, the month of December, and for the rest of your life. And trust me, it gets easier. The more you do that and the more you show up positive and happy for your business, the more you're going to get in return. I promise. Your energy is going to be more authentic. Your teammates are going to be on fire. Your current ones, your vets, people are going to start coming back into your business because you're radiating it through your live videos, through your stories, just your energy in general. And it's going to come back tenfold. So shifting your identity, like I said, is so important right now. Walk, talk, act, sleep, be that person that you want to be come December 1st. Okay. What is that person going to do? Are they most consistent? I'm telling you guys right now, all three of these ladies, they inspire the heck out of me to stay more consistent on my stories because they're always showing up. To stay more consistent with posting new things on Reels and TikTok. You know? So walk and talk and work as though you are that person already, and it'll come effortlessly. Your permission to be ambitious and go for it. I'm just gonna leave that there because I just feel like so many of you guys play it so small, and you just need to start thinking and working bigger. And it starts again, now or never, November. And then the last thing I kind of really just want to touch on is the belief level too. And you guys, success leaves clues, and every single one of us touched on mindset, truly. It is such a huge part of this business and where you're going. And I had a really good talk with my leaders today. And we were just talking about, you know, the duplication and why do people get started and stop here? I'm losing them at a certain point. And the reality to that is it all starts with you guys. And I know so many of you guys are launching newbies, you're bringing on new teammates, and you're getting that duplication going. We're in bulking season. That's what I'm telling my team. We're in bulking season right now. We're onboarding more newbies than ever right now because of codes, because of COVID, because of all the things. And, you know, we're bulking up. And the reason that a lot of people stop is because your belief level in them. And I'll be bold enough to say that, you know, because I'm not sure many people would. You know, if you're not believing in your dang self and your dreams and goals, how in the world do you expect your team to believe in themselves and their goals? It just doesn't make sense. And so it all starts with you. And that's why mindset is so important, and all these mindset tips that these leaders are giving you, it's so important. And that's why we always start it with that. It's because you need to be your best you. You need to be your best, you know, your best sister in Christ, your best friend, your best daughter, your best mother, your best It Works distributor. And that's how you'll attract the right people into your business. And then the people on your team are going to start stepping up because they're inspired by you. Okay. So I will be bold enough to say it that I truly think that that's the reason why people fall off on your teams and why you're not getting the duplication is because you don't even believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, there's no way that you believe in your newbie. So start with you. Make sure that when you're talking to your team that you feel it in your core. You're going to partner up with them and do it. And it starts with that self-development. Overall though, you guys, I just really pray that that this month that you have in front of you, I mean, you guys have a full 30 days right now. You have a whole month ahead of you. And some of you guys are already counting yourself out. That's just how it goes. You know, I just really pray that, that 100% of you don't make November a month where it's just, it goes by like that. And on December 1st, you're like, well, that happened again. I had the same habits. I had the same mindset. You know, I'm not asking that you guys go to bed and wake up and feel like feel like Cheyenne Knox. Like, I'm not asking you guys, like, that's not going to happen. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen, but it takes that one day at a time, that belief growing and growing and growing and growing. Did we all come out of the wombs as Ambassador Diamonds? No, that didn't happen. It took hard work, you guys, on ourselves. And then we were able to attract the right people in. So my prayer over all of you guys is truly that, you know, you don't make this another month where you wake up on December 1st and you feel like, man, I wish I just would have done the things and worked on myself. So just remember that God's mercies are new every single morning. You have permission to dream big and be ambitious and be a hard worker. You have permission to have control over all of your thoughts and all the things that you say over yourself. And you have complete control over how this month goes. You do. Nobody else does. you have that control. I love you guys so much, and hopefully that was good for last minute, but I'm just hyped up, and this is the season. 'Tis the season for bulking. It's okay, Rachel. It's okay. We're bulking. We're all bulking up. We're bulking up. We're bulking up. Your team's bulking up. That's all that matters.
Everybody write on your notes and write, "'Tis the season for bulking." That is November's motto, "'Tis the season for bulking." And everyone else that wasn't on the Zoom is going to be hella confused. I'm so freaking fired up. Okay, so instead of me asking you like I did at the beginning of the Zoom from a 1 to 10, give me your energy level. I'm going to say from a 1 to 10, where is your belief at in yourself for this month? From a 1 to 10, where is your belief? Look at all those 10s, baby. Woo! I'm so hyped up. This is so good. Okay, so Morgan is going to end us in prayer for tonight. So Morgan, take it away, my friend.
I just got chills when you said that. I don't know why. That was really good. Okay, yeah, let's pray. God, we love you, and we thank you so much for this Zoom. I thank you so much for every single one of these ladies who spoke. I thank you for everyone who is on this Zoom, and I pray that you would just meet us in this moment and in this month where we're at. And we just take so much comfort in knowing that even though there's 342 people on this Zoom, that you know every single one of them by name, that you know every single thing about each and every one of them, and that you know what they're going through, and you know what every single one of us is facing this week, this month, and this year. And I just pray that you would encourage us in the season that we're in. I pray that you would just move mountains, not only in our personal life, but also in our business. And God, I pray that we would give you the glory for the things that you're going to do. And I pray that we would just work in that faith and not work in fear. I pray that as soon as we start to fear, that you would immediately turn our attention back towards you, and that we would continue to work in faith and know that the things that we're doing now are going to cultivate and grow into the things that harvest in 2021. And I pray that you would bless the work that we put our hands to. And we know that you are capable and powerful, and that you can do beyond everything that we can ask or imagine. And I ask that you would do that in us and help us to remember that it starts with us. It starts with our movement, our obedience to what you have called us to do already. And I pray that we would end this year strong, that we would end this month strong, and that you would continue to just give us abundance, give us that blessing, and that you would pour out so much blessing on us that we won't have room enough to receive it, like your word says. I pray that in everything that we do this month, that we would have joy, that we would have patience and peace and kindness and all of the fruits of the Spirit. And God, would you just continue to move and work in us? And we thank you in advance for the customers that we're going to enroll. We thank you in advance for the distributors that you're bringing into our life. Help us to be good stewards of all of them and be good stewards of this business that you've given us, because it's a gift. And it's your name that we pray. Amen.
Can I get an amen? I literally got choked up like 5 times in that prayer. I'm so freaking excited. So everybody go write your affirmations every day and wake up with that bold, strong belief that we showed y'all. And if you don't have it, sister, borrow it from us, because we have plenty of belief to give to you. And I hope that your November is a November to remember. And we are so proud of you. We love you so much. We're encouraging you. And I can't wait to see who promotes at the end of this month. Bye, guys.